Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna, and here I post content around health and wellness, along with your spirituality. And I just post my insight as someone who constantly searches for the truth. So if you're into that type of content, subscribe if you feel the vibe, but welcome. Anyways, today's video, ooh, my voice is going a little bit. Anyways, today's video is going to be on how to protect yourself spiritually. So, I find that a lot of people are very unaware of spiritual protection or protection work in general. I actually don't have a list, so I'm just kind of speaking off the top of the dome. That's why I decided to go live. So what's popping to everybody living with me, living and vibing? Anyways, so a lot of people don't really understand, how important it is to protect yourself spiritually out here in these streets. Okay. I've been, like I've spoke about just a few minutes ago, I am a truth seeker. So when it comes to my spiritual ancestry, I think it's important to understand how shit works spiritually. And so that is a mission of mine, which is to seek God and really figure out what that means for me, along with living my purpose, living in my purpose, and being successful in that, being a sovereign individual, okay, or soul, or, however you like to think about it. But understanding the hierarchy of spiritual, I guess you can say, leadership is important. And so, like I said, I've been studying my own spiritual ancestry, and obviously, I'm African American, I'm indigenous. So my ancestors were indigenous people, and so most of our culture dates back to the Yoruba traditions. And so in Yoruba traditions, you learn about the hierarchies of spiritual enlightenment and spiritual guidance. And so you have this hierarchy that kind of starts with, your subconscious, right? And then you have like the enlightened version of you, right? And then you have your ancestors, right? And then after your ancestors, you have, in the Christian cultures, the 12 disciples. In the astrology world, it's the 12 planets. And in the Ifa, it's the Orisha. So you have these fallen angels or guardian angels or archangels, and it's like a level of ascension, like it's a level of hierarchy, I mean, when it comes to these spiritual deities, I guess you should say. And then you have the Most High, right? In the fact that we are in the age of the Aquarius, which is the age of knowing, like you're going to know who you are. People are going to search to figure out who they are in this whole era, and so the truth is what's gonna set everyone free. And so people are starting to recognize the power that lies within. And when that happens, that's how this whole spiritual ministry has become such for the profit, because it has become an industry. And it's been an industry long before New Age and all of that came about. So with that being said, but actually nothing new is under the sun. So let's just keep it simple. But there's people out here who literally know about magic, know about intentions, know about curses, hexes, all of these different things. And a lot of folk is out here still asleep. And so it's unfortunate because it can happen intentionally and unintentionally. Sometimes people have a bad day, and if they don't believe in spirits, right? They only believe in the Holy Spirit, but they don't believe any other spirits are out here. They're kind of in this world that is not really allowing them to protect themselves properly. So in this world, to protect yourself, there are things that you can do. So I do want to kind of get into that in this video. So I do protection work daily, and it can be something as small as a prayer, fasting, lighting candles, smudging your home. So these are all different things. Wearing crystals. These are all different things that you can do to protect yourself. And I feel like people kind of need to learn what elements are they comfortable working with, because I am more of an earthy individual, right? I have a lot of water as well in my chart. So for me, I know that I have to work with the elements of water and earth, earth energy. So that's, grounding myself. And so I make these protection rituals a part of my regimen on the daily. And like I said, it could be something as simple as wearing crystals, or right now I'm not laced out in my crystals, but working with salt. I like to work with salt. I love to take cleansing baths. Cleansing baths is probably my number one favorite remedy for protecting yourself and just cleansing away negative energy altogether. And so I will submerge myself into water and things like that to make sure that I am straight. But like I said, you can use different type of smudging tools. We have Palo Santos. That's one of my favorite incense. Oh, I have a lot of favorite incense. A next one that is really good is frankincense. Frankincense is also known as the holy resin. So that frankincense has been used for that specific purpose for hundreds of years. And so I instantly feel relieved, because when I start lighting my frankincense, I instantly feel like you literally will feel the energy get lifted off of you. So I work with frankincense a lot. So that's a really good resin to work with, and just cleansing and protection. So that's pretty much the gist of it. With the different methods that you can use. And like I said, you'll just try different things along your journey. But at one point I was using a lot of sage, and I just started to feel like I didn't, I like the palo. And so, I alternate based off the seasons, but that's what I'm talking about, like working with the elements that you feel best working with. Like, I like a lot of air and, grounding myself with water, but you have to practice in nature. And so, anyways, that's just a little form of like a little kitchen magic, a little magic or whatever lesson. But the goal is to make it be known. Protect yourself. Whatever ritual you come across for your own reason. Nothing happens by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. So if you start picking up certain rituals and you don't really know where they're coming from, try to research it. I'm pretty sure you'll find what you're looking for, because I was able to learn a lot about myself, just allowing spirit to work through me and just do what I feel resonates with me. And that's why I think it's a little odd that people are actually profiting. And I don't think it's odd. I shouldn't say that, but I think it's interesting how people will pay for other people's Ashay. And I get it, because some people just don't have it built up within them to do their own magic. And like I said, it's levels to the ship. But at the same time, I feel like that is the only way to empower yourself, is to really grow within your craft and trust the process. Like, I was doing a lot of work that I had no idea what I was really doing. And that could have been a good thing or a negative thing. But I was able to learn so much about my ancestors and who I am and what's going, what type of blood DNA I have. So it's really important in protecting yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is ancestors. Okay. So I'll probably do a separate video on ancestors, but I briefly want to talk about it in this protection video because I have my own personal testimonies that I can go on and tell you about just feeling more than the Holy Spirit, and feeling like connected to family members that I know have transitioned, and I have them on my altar. And so I wanted, like I said, I want to go into another video about that because, setting up an ancestor altar is pretty, it's not hard, but I want to make sure that people understand how to properly put up an ancestor altar. So with your ancestors, it is so imperative, and when you're asking for protection, especially if you're doing any type of mediumship or if you're doing any type of spiritual work, you should be protecting yourself daily, frequently, hourly. Like, because when you're divining for people, like for me, for instance, I'm a tarot reader. So I definitely work a lot with my ancestors, and I work a lot with the Holy Spirit. And it's so funny because I don't want to keep getting off topic, but anyways, let me stay focused. want to make sure that the gist of what I'm saying is you want to make sure that you have a relationship with your ancestors, and that includes making sure that you're putting up your altar properly, making sure that you are doing the shadow work, and really venerating them. So that is what also can build up your spiritual protection. We all know that Olodumare, Odun, the Most High, the Divine, whoever you resonate with, you need to understand that this shit is bigger than what they told you to control you. You have to seek knowledge, okay? I tell people all the time, don't listen to what I'm saying. Seek your own knowledge. But with ancestors, I believe they're real. They talk about it in the Bible. Ancestors are real. And you can continue to take the blue pill. Oh, wait, no, take the red pill and just be oblivious, or you can take the blue pill. And, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. So, hey, some people can't handle it, maybe knowing that there is a not people, but a team of spiritual leadership that is with you at all times, especially if they are trying to communicate to you. And I just remember times not listening to that type of guiding light, because I thought I was crazy. I was definitely still very much in the matrix, and I thought I was crazy. So I just was like, I don't know why I'm hearing these voices. I've always been a clairaudient and never knew, and I didn't want to be known as a schizophrenic, a schizo bitch, you know, like, so I just kind of wrote it off as something else for many years, and not listening to that guidership, that guidance, it probably held me back. Who knew? I don't like to think about stuff like that, but anyways, and it is definitely a important factor to build a relationship with your ancestors, leaving them libations, making sure that altar is correct. So yeah, that is key. That is key. And so that is pretty much what I got for protection. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared for this live. But I knew I wanted to get it out to you guys, this information, because I see it all the time. I see it all the time. There is literally people out here praying on your downfall. Praying and wishing that you would have it their way. And if you're not actively doing the protection work, and you're doing spiritual work, not even if you're doing spiritual work, but sometimes if you are just a empath, if you are just a good friend, or living in the lights, you know, being a light that attracts all type of, you know what I'm saying, energy. And you got to be able to recognize that there are these spiritual entities outside of you that are in different forms, that are, you know, and it's real out here in these streets, okay? It's real. And You will definitely notice the difference in your peace of mind. Um, you'll notice the difference in your relationships, you know, because actively protecting yourself sometimes means beating people with a long spoon. Like, I don't fuck with you no more. I don't care if you my sister. I don't care if you my daddy. If you are disturbing my peace constantly to the point where I have to make a judgment call and choose me over you, then that means that I have to do what I have to do. I have to embody that masculine energy and protect myself. So that is protection work. That is protection work. And it is something that you have to work on all the time. Especially as you grow, and you gain more spiritual insight and you just ascend, you know, new levels, new devils, right? So protect yourself out here in these streets. This is not a video to scare or to be like, oh my God, somebody's cursing me, somebody's doing this. Like, I don't feed negativity in anything that I do. I try not to. I'm already an overthinker because of all my mercurial zodiacs. So I don't need to worry about who is trying to wish harm on me or do work on me, put spells and curses on me. I just focus on love, and I focus on feeding what feeds me and asking for protection from it, from them or from it. And so I think that's just really important. But in other news, I have some cool stuff going on. I'm opening my books for personal tarot readings. So hit your girl up if you would like a personal reading. I put all that information in the description box below. Stay tuned for the next live. I'm going to talk about ancestors because it's a lot to talk about, and I want to make sure we get into it, okay? Also, check out my website. That is also going to be in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe if you feel the vibe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.